But there is one more question,
Yeah.
and it's important.
Yes.
We all know Klay Thompson got an ACL injury,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It was an Achilles.
Was
Well,
it
ACL then Achilles.
Yeah, okay, Achilles. Um, is that the end of the Warriors dynasty right there?
Whew. Did you come up with that just now, or did you get
No, that
that?
was on first take.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say that's
Dude,
it. That's
if
that's
I
one of
came
the
up
hardest questions I've ever been asked.
that was so
Um,
serious too. I'm like, oh, is this
yes. I
ooh,
say it reluctantly, but yes. At least the current Warriors dynasty as we know it. Um, Look at the facts. I love Klay Thompson. He's an incredible basketball player. And he also does have an advantageous build to come back from an Achilles injury, right? He's not a 7 footer with 245 pounds on him. The biggest thing for me is Kelly Oubre isn't gonna fill that void enough. He's offers 3-and-D capabilities, but he's not Klay Thompson. He also still has to fit in there. I think Steph's obviously still phenomenal. I think adding Wiseman is great, but you look at the rest of the West, man. I mean, I think there are at least 3 or 4 teams that are better than the Warriors right now. I mean, I can think about it right now. You look at it, Lakers, Clips. You could throw the Mavs in there if you want. You can throw the Nuggets in there. There are a lot of teams you could put in there. I think that losing Klay, um, a guy who is a better shooter than Oubre objectively. I mean, he's one of the better shooters in
dude?
NBA history.
Seriously, he's one of the best.
Yeah, he's one. Like, I mean, he is. He's like,
Come
you can
on,
make a case. He's a honestly, I don't even think it's that much of a hot take to say he's top 10 shooter in NBA history. Um, he's an elite defender,
yeah,
and I mean, right? You lose him for the year and potentially lose Klay Thompson as you know it because of the Achilles.
yeah,
I just don't think Oubre's filling enough of the void. I think he's a great player, but and he's in a good system, but it's really hard to account for the loss of a guy like that. And we kind of saw it, right? Like last season, we saw when they started the season fully healthy in those 4 games with Steph, they looked kind of lost. And yes, it was a different roster than the one they have now, but I just can't see the Warriors without Klay Thompson and without that elite backcourt and that elite backcourt defense to offset the limitations of Steph on the other end. Um, I can't see that being enough, you know?
yeah. Also, I mean, not to mention like Clay's 30 now.
Yep.
Doesn't that make you feel old? uh, he's 30 now, and like statistically, it is very rare for an NBA player to come back to what they were from an Achilles injury after the age of 30.
Yep.
Um, so, I mean, I hope we haven't seen the last of like the Splash Brothers, but like this dynasty, like if they make the playoffs this year, like I'm thinking maybe there's still hope for the next year. But like even then, it's like
I think it's a new era. I wouldn't bank on it. You look at the number of teams rising in the West. You still have the Lakers, which will be there for at least a year or two more, assuming they re-sign Davis.
yeah,
Um, you have you guys rising in Dallas. You've got Denver.
we're
You
taking
got
LeBron soon.
this is crazy, but Portland low key looks decent. Um, like I mean, outside like obviously you have one of the best point guards in the league. We've had our debates on Dame, but like then you throw in Covington, a good 3-and-D wing, which is something Portland has kind of lagged. You bring Melo back, like could be a pretty good team. Um, do I think that that's a team that will be competitive for years to come? Maybe not, but like there are just a lot of really good teams rising in the West and potentially contending in the West. And I think that right, Steph Curry in 3 years might not be the same. And
Uh,
Klay Thompson might not be the same, and they don't have enough young pieces outside maybe Wiseman and Oubre, and I mean to a lesser extent throw in Pascal, but like I don't know, it's just not enough for me to say that they can contend, especially with all of the kind of uncertainty surrounding Klay Thompson coming off 2 major injuries back to back.
sure, yeah, yeah.
All
And I
right,
mean, it's sad because like you hate to see the end of a dynasty. We've lived through three dynasties in our lives in the NBA.
yeah,
Can you name them?
Spurs,
Sure.
um, obviously Warriors. Would you say the Heat?
No, I was going to say Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, you could say Lakers, but that was when we were like 3. But yeah, that counts.
It went all the way to like 2010.
Yeah, I mean they won one title in 2010. That was it.
I mean, yeah, but like that's why I just said it went all the way to 2010.
Yeah, I mean I agree. All right. Well,